Oh, damn. Yeah. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, when driving on the road this holiday season, don't be speeding, because them damn troopers will get your ass. Look at Talk starts now.
You ever been so high in silence and you can hear your heartbeat? Doodle, 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 doodle. And you just like me, breathe how I breathe. You seen what I seen, and you just like me. I can hear your heartbeat. 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 Reaching for the skies, trying to bring down tomorrow. Allergic to being broke, never will I borrow. Hey, welcome back. If this is your first time watching, my name is Torrey Holloway, and this is my road to success. And I'm bringing along with me those who have something to bring to the table. Well, today I got a good friend of mine I can call a friend now, you know what I mean? Because we done been through a lot together already. He got his own podcast, he's doing this thing, you know what I mean? Check his page out, you're going to get all the information you need to check out my boy Victor Jones. How you doing, Vic, today, man?
I'm great, man. This is the second show I've been on today, so I'm good, man.
Oh, so you already ready then?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what's up,
Stay
man.
ready so you don't have to get ready.
Right, okay, I understand that though. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What a crowd, because I know you.
For those who don't know, I'm the host of the Liquor Talk podcast, a podcast that deals with issues in the black community, black culture, dating, relationships, all that. And every week we got somebody new on the podcast from everywhere, from all across the country.
Wow.
I'm talking, we done have people from California, different parts of Florida.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Liquor Talk.
We done had somebody on, so just a great time, great platform. We just discuss everything. So, and obviously, thanks to yourself, you done got me in that thing as well. So it's like I'm helping you out with that too.
Right,
so
definitely.
we're just doing our thing.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, Victor. How long have you been doing this podcast?
This is going on 4 years now. I'm in year 4 right now. So I've just been, like I said, hammering away, just having a lot of guests, having a lot of great conversations.
Right, I know. I love everything I saw so far. Look real great. So, is it like, how do you pick your people to get on your show? Do you randomly pick them, or somebody bring other people to you? How it goes?
Sometimes it's randomly picked. Sometimes I'll listen to somebody's podcast and I'm like, hey, they really good. So sometimes I'll slide in their DMs like, hey, I want to have you on the podcast, and they'll come on. Okay. And then sometimes people be volunteering themselves to come on as well. So it's a combination thing.
Right. Okay. So besides the podcast, you into acting too, I see now. Tell us a little bit about that. What made you get into that?
Just wanted to try it out. Like the first time I was like, this is how it is, and I'm like, I realized how easy it is to get in the character. So, and also, you know, so I wanted to help my dog out. So, you know what I'm saying? So right. It's like, I just dove into it. Now I was like, you know what, this is fun. We can do it. We can go places with this.
Right.
Up and coming and stuff. So I wanted to dive in and help you out because you're local as well. So.
You know what, and you know what, you do an amazing job, you know what I mean? I'm talking about everybody that done been around you, and also on the film set, the same thing. You came, you saw, and you conquered your position, you know what I mean? And I couldn't have had it no better than how I have it now, you know what I mean? I'm so glad that it went the way it went, you know, having you, you know, do your little thing into the first movie, which is A Bag, and now we got you in Stop Resisting, and you're doing an amazing job, man. I just want to thank you personally in front of everybody that's viewing this here, you know what I mean? I appreciate having you on my team, man.
Man, I appreciate you for bringing me on the team, you know what I'm saying, being consistent with needing me on the team. So, you know, I do definitely thank you for the opportunity and me the opportunity to shine. So it's just, the sky's up from here. That's
it. All right, now enough about that though, you know what I mean? Let's get back to Victor Jones' podcast. So basically, you do like other podcasts, you don't just do everybody, you just do it like other podcasts that be on your show so far, or you thinking about changing up, or you just gonna keep it podcast to podcast?
I'm gonna keep it podcast to podcast, but eventually I like to expand. So having a live radio show or something like that, or a live show. It's gonna take the right person to hear me, you know what I'm saying, to see me do my thing. So that's what we're waiting for, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna keep pushing and keep marketing, keep networking and stuff, and come across the right opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it's very professional too. I mean, once they check it out, man, you're very professional on it. You know what I mean? You should have been got that recognition that you deserve. You know what I mean? Because everything, even from the people the other podcasts, is very professional, man. You know what I mean? I like the contents, the stories, you know, the conversations. I like it all, man. You know, just keep going. But 4 years, man, you in there strong.
Yeah, it's always tell myself to keep going because you never know when that big break is gonna happen. Because take a look at Squid Games. Do you know the writer for Squid Games wrote that thing 10 years ago, and it's just now coming?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, look at Edward Scissorhands. What is Johnny Depp? He wrote that story 10 years before it even, you know, been published. Now it's published and also, you know, into the movies and stuff. So it take time, but greatness will show. Most definitely, you know what I mean? It will show. You know what I mean? So I have another question. So like, is it like any like particular time that you do your podcast so the people to check it out, like for like new episodes or something? Do you do it like every other day, every week? How it goes?
Episodes drop every week. Most times, new episodes gonna drop on Fridays. Some weeks, if I'm having a crazy week, what I've learned to tell my followers is any day can be a new episode for Liquor Talk. You just never know, because sometimes I'll have guests lined up in double books. So it's like, I'll just go ahead and get them in there. So it's like, but mainly on Fridays, the new episodes will drop.
Okay. So the name Liquor Talk, you know, that's just like, you know, do they got to be on their drink watching this here, you know what I mean? And you just trying to have a good time with, you know, you and the other podcasts and plus who watching, just chill out, enjoy, have a drink or two, and, you know, enjoy the show. Is it something like that?
It's recommended you on here, pull up and have you a little something, but it's okay if you don't, because I know people be tuning in at work or they'll be driving and stuff or doing something. You definitely want to have you need to be on a drink, because most episodes I'm on a drink. There are some episodes I'm not on a drink, but you know what I'm saying, but we still get it in either way.
Most definitely. So do you like have any any mentors or something that you look up to that's in the higher ranking of the podcast, or are you just on your own level, something that you just doing on yourself, and you know what I mean?
I'll just be on my own level, but I do have other podcasters I check out. Those the ones I usually have on, they're the ones that usually keep me level headed and stuff. The ones I have on a regular basis, like the fellas from my Guys Only Rooms, they usually keep me level headed and stuff. And just other podcasters and other people that's from different places, them the ones that usually keep me level headed. But the ones I did look up, like the Joe Budds and stuff, I checked him out, you know what I'm saying? Before I even got started, I did figure out how to get started with that. I checked out Joe Rogan as well. Checked out a few of their episodes just to figure out how to get started. But then once I figured out how to get started, I just been off and rolling.
Right. Wow. Okay. So, like, tell us some of the events that you know you and the other podcasts have been into. Because I heard like just the other month or the other week or something you was in Orlando.
Oh yeah. I was in Orlando for a networking event. My friend Don, he has from the Independent Dream Factory in Orlando, he has little mixers and stuff. They're doing like quarterly, like so every couple of months have like a little mixer, a little get together. So and then I met a couple of, so it was somebody, so I just went out there to show love, support, and thanks to some friends of mine, I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I never know, met some other people you record with as well. So so that's a good way to get your feet out there. And plus, there was a lot of artists and other entertainers out there and other businesses out there. So I just was out there networking and mingling with those people as well. So, and I told my boy that if he needed me to do some work for him at the studio sometime in 2022, I'll make the trip to Orlando to go ahead and go do some more work with him. So.
And you know what? And what I can say about you though, Vic, one thing about being solid and 100, you most definitely proved that to me. You know what I mean? I mean, some people say that they're going to show up. Some always happen. Either they don't answer the phone or whatever. But I can say since the whole ride that I known you, man, you was always there and ready. Like, if you had something to do, you'll make it known ahead of time. Yo, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But once you ready, most definitely you're gonna show up. You know what I mean? And you done proved that to me. So I already know if you free and I need you, I already know you're gonna be there 100%. I told Flu.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, most definitely. You know
yeah, you got to, especially because people don't have opportunities in. Because it's like you got to. You never know where someone is headed. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people wanna hop on the ride when you get to where you're going, but then they don't remember the times where you weren't getting there, and they don't remember like, hey, I'm like, remember when I was here and I needed you then? You see me here, and now you want to show up. I'm not one of those people.
Right, yeah. You done proved that to me 1,000 times over, man. You know what I mean? And like all I can see, man, I see something bright on the other side. You know what I mean? On your path, you know, because you energized up. Like I say, check them out. You know what I mean? Every show I done saw, personally, to me, is very professional. And I done seen a lot of fake stuff that's in the industry that ain't so professional as your show. You know what I mean? So. Just keep going, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean, and you know what I mean. Never give up. And I'm just happy to say I'm glad I got you on my team too, because when you was in Orlando, you did that bid for me too. You know what I mean, and I respect that though. You know what I mean.
Yeah, like I said, it was no problem. You know what I'm saying. And your cousin, shout out to your cousin Rhonda. She was ready to go as well, so we just met up, made it happen. You know.
Right, yeah. We got some big going on too tomorrow, you know what I mean? If everybody be on the same page, we supposed to all get together, you know what I mean, and start a premiere of what's coming up next, you know what I mean? So I'll like I said, I'll head straight over when up from work tomorrow. I'll be right over there. So Right. But okay, so back to your podcast again, you know what I mean? So like the development, did you put your own development of the liquor talk together, or did you have any advisor or anybody like help you get in position to start this 4 years ago?
Everything was all me, you know what I'm saying? Everything was all me. Now, I briefly had co-hosts after a while. I think it was after episode 90 or something, I realized that, look, I don't need to co-host, you know what I'm saying? If someone can get excited when you tell them that, hey, we're not going to record, that's a sign that you really don't need them. And plus, one thing I've learned is people, they are easy to count on. They're like, hey, like other podcasts, the guests and stuff, they're easy to count on. You tell them, hey, summertime, they're there. So it's like,
right.
So everything you see on there, it's all me. You know what I'm saying? I did have somebody design the logo for me, but I had that, all the content, everything, it's all me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one-man working crew.
And you're doing an amazing job, man. I'm telling you, man. I mean, your setup, and I see how every day, you know, you post a thing on your story. You know what I mean? I see that. I check that out, like how you prepare people's watchers. You know what I mean, for your next show and stuff. I like that, though, man. I like that, though. You know. So tell us about the very first. Now I know everybody gonna want to know the very first podcast interview you did. I know you had to be nervous, like just. You know what I mean? Did you have paper in front of you? Because like when I first started my road to success, my very first one, I did it with Vonda, my cousin Vonda Simmons. And I had to, I'm sorry. I did it with Low Key out of Houston, Texas. San Antonio, Texas. And I kind of was like, dang, I hope I don't mess up, you know what I mean? But then once I got into it, it was a for sure go from there. Tell us about your first time.
Yeah. The very first interview, I had the artist, I forget her name, because it was so long ago. I think it was like episode 18 or 19. And I had some questions I had to wrote. And my co-host was with me that day. Okay. And I'm going to be honest, the co-host kind of threw all me and my co-host were not on the same page, you know what I'm saying? Because she wanted to take the conversation one place. I want to take the conversation a different place. So it just felt like it was very unorganized. Okay. So the first time I had a solo interview where it was just me and somebody else, it was just all me, you know what I'm saying? It was my boy Juggy, who you can guys on the round. He's regular now, but the first time I chopped it up with him, it was smooth because I knew what I wanted to ask and stuff. I wanted to ask about his platform and what else he had going on and any other I have going on. So now with some artists, I will have a list of questions in front of me, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I found is if you're not on the same page with somebody, don't bring a guest on you. So it's just because it's better for you just to do it, because you have it in your mind of how you want things to go, and some people they just don't don't get that.
Right. I understand that though. But you say episode 18, like and that's the very first one. What is episode 1 about? The very first one.
The very first one was basically starting it up again. It was called The Rebirth, and because I had started to do it previously, I got 4 episodes in with this one crew, but we just fell out because one, I got kind of too comfortable with them too soon. It was, again, people have a different mindset of how they want to do things and stuff, and it's not fun having people who are always horny on there, you know what I'm saying? I know we like to get it all, but y'all want to talk about it all the time, but I've done podcasts with those, now this is me when I was younger, but me now, I could care less now, but when I was getting started with that crew, it's just, people always wanted to take the conversation to a different place, and everybody had their own agenda, everybody had their own minds. So, and when I ended up just falling out with them over some dumb shit, so it just was over with. So, and then I took a couple of months off, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start this thing back up, and then I'm gonna look for a legit co-host, and that's why I met LaShawn, first co-host. She was like really cool, so she was down to earth, and but like I said, that's about the first episode. And the first episode we did together, I called it Rebirth because it was me starting Liquor Talk again. And
I got you.
Once we started again this time, it wasn't no look back.
Right. So this co-host, is she still with you now, or you just
no, I'm all the way solo. I just invite people on. That's it. Okay. Saying.
And so do you so far you've been successful to have somebody every week now so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you got your other one already planned out for the next week, or because we're already going to the next week more.
Yeah, because I usually plan them out in advance and stuff. So now I've had times where I just couldn't get in touch with the guests. So what I did was luckily Facebook groups come in handy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll just type in real quick in the podcast and groups I'm in, hey, I need guests real quick. Then somebody will pop up, and sometimes I'll scout them out. The first person, now the last time it happened, somebody counseled on me. It was somebody I want their podcast. So okay, I was like, you know what, it's going to have time to bring them back home. But usually, if a guest me up, hey, I want to come to your podcast, I'll go check out what they're doing and stuff, and I'll go ahead and get back to them and be like, I'm not sure yet, but if I'm on a podcast, better believe I'm definitely gonna bring them on. So I'm already plotting and planning when I'm going to you on. So you know, so I'm already planning that out right now.
Now I got a future dream question, like you know what I mean, like a question that you know what I mean that's important too. Like, say you know what I mean. What is your goal? Like doing this, like what is your goal? Like what are you trying to achieve out of it for your future?
Ultimately, I want this to be the 9 to 5, meaning I don't work for anybody else. I'm not going to somebody's clock. I'm getting paid because I know there are people out there that will live off sponsorships that the company will pay them X amount of dollars for a number of episodes, and some people are able to live off of that. I'm talking people are getting paid like thousands of dollars an episode. So I'm trying to get to that level where the podcast is the income, and I'm also trying to get to that point of also networking within the community. I'm hosting live events as well. I'm out here doing things as well. Community getting paid for it, getting paid gigs and stuff, and getting paid to be an ambassador for products and stuff. So the ultimate goal at the end of the day is to make sure that I'm not on somebody's clock, that I'm not going to a 9 to 5 job that I'm just not happy at, you know what I'm saying? To where I can do stuff and I can go travel and go see the world and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go too, you know what I mean? Because honestly, everything else is going down the drain, you know what I mean? Like the movies in the movie theaters, you know what I mean? If we can't get a contract with Netflix, Hulu or whatever, it's a waste of time, man. And what saddened me the most is like Halloween, the new Halloween. it's already out. You feel me? I'm talking about you can easily pick it up on any you know what I mean, site or whatever and watch it. You know what I mean? That defeat the matter of the theaters. You know what I mean? Like going to the movies and spending and buying the ticket and supporting, you know, that production. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I feel bad for the local theater. Didn't mean to cut you off. I feel bad for the local theater because the movies, and do y'all know that the concession stand actually what pays the employees of that movie theater? Wow. It's like, because the movie production companies, they get the money off the tickets. The movie theaters is what the concession stands is what pays the employees. So that's why the snacks are kind of high and stuff. So that's why it's like, now knowing that, it's like, wow.
Yeah, wow.
And that's why they be hiring like teenagers and stuff to work there, because it's their first job. A lot of them are excited to get the free movies and just make minimum wage, because the concession stands, the money they make from the concession stands is what pays the employees.
Yeah, you used to work for a movie theater, right?
Yeah, the one in Pinellas Park, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. I never knew
that. Was my first job.
Wow, man, that's amazing. I never knew that, man. That's some good information, too. I mean, that's real big. But like I say, in the route that you're going with this podcast, can't nobody never take that from you. You know what I mean? That can't never be robbed or snatched up where, you know what I mean, where you're not going to get nothing out of it. You know what I mean? Because information is important. And I'm quite sure if you go to start getting paid for it, you're not going to give out no information until you get that check, until you get that understanding, like this got to be promoted before it be released. You know what I mean? So this can go on for a while. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. You know what I mean? For real.
Yeah, and you never run out of people to talk to.
Exactly. And information always important. Like conversations and stuff, you know, getting into everybody's heads and seeing what everybody about, you know what I mean? Just like the soap operas. You know, everybody tuned in into what other peoples are doing, you know what I mean? So they'll pay for it, man. I mean, it's something you don't invest in too and keep going at it, Vic, you know what I mean? For real, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So do you have anything that you can like tell the up and coming podcasters or the ones that trying to be into that field, any like things that you want to tell them to motivate them?
Mainly to the up and coming podcasters, just do not look at the numbers and stuff, because if you look at your numbers, you're going to quit, you know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the numbers and you look at the plays and all that stuff, you're probably going to quit, you know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to get into for the money, don't even think about starting it, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to start it to have your voice, to make your voice heard, go ahead and start it. Also, remember to start it for the right reasons. Don't ever feel like it's just oversaturated with too many podcasts. Go ahead and get started. But what you realize is a lot of these people that have them, they live 9-to-5 lives just like you. So go ahead and get started, because you're going to keep playing yourself and keep putting it up, and then time's going to go by and you're going to be wondering, like, what if you didn't get started? So go ahead and get started. Don't procrastinate on it. Just get started, and it'll become nothing to keep going.
Right. So basically, don't do it for the business. I mean, do it for the business, but don't look for nothing out of it until it's time to be on that level. You know what I mean? So basically, do it for fun or whatever. I got you, man.
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, that's like with my road to success. Everybody call this a podcast. You know, honestly, I never knew what a podcast was. I mean, I heard of it here and there, but I never understood the concept of it. I'm like, is it like an interview, or is it like, you know what I mean? Like what is a podcast? Is it like a device that, you know what I mean, that calls different effects? Like, what is it? I always thought, you know what I mean, it was just like an interview, like what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, I told people, podcasting is just a basic radio show where people just sit down having conversations. It's basically like a small radio show that you can control, and there's not that many commercials.
Mm-hmm. So would you consider my road to success a podcast?
Yeah, I consider it a podcast.
A lot of people say, thank you for having me on your podcast. And I'm like, this wasn't a podcast, you know what I mean? Because honestly, I never knew what a podcast was, Vic. Never knew. I never understood what it was. You know what I mean? I always said, because I'm going to tell you what made me start this road to success. I was supposed to be interviewed by this dude in another little state. I think it was in Kentucky or something. He said he wanted to interview me about my books or whatever. You know what I mean? He's a big dude too. You know what I mean? So the day that he's supposed to interview me, you know, I got in touch with him and like, yo, you told me this such and such date, such and such time, you know, like, what's up? You know what I mean? I'm ready. You know what I mean? And he never replied. So the following day, he got in my inbox and told me he's sorry it was a no-show or whatever. He had other things going on. Can we reschedule it? So I'm like, sure. Failed me again. So I said to myself, he wanted to do an interview. And it was just that simple to do it like how we're doing it right now. You know what? Let me do my own interviews. And that's what made me call it Road to Success interviews, because I was just going to get at all the up-and-coming artists or the ones who got an independent thing going on, trying to promote them too, you know what I mean? But I never thought of it as a podcast.
Yeah, you definitely got a good podcasting platform, because I see you done did a lot of roads to... And my advice to people is like, you just give them one time to show, one time to schedule, and that's it. Because sometimes if you keep allowing them to reschedule, they're just gonna show you what they think of your platform. So I usually give people at least one time to reschedule, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not about to sit here and waste my time after I done prep for you and I done took notes and platform. Nah, you got one time to reschedule. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm quite sure it's a lot of people out of all the podcasts. I mean, the episodes you done had, you had to cancel a lot. I can imagine, huh?
Yeah, and there was some artists that was supposed to come on, but it's just they couldn't get up with their manager, and their manager and them were on two totally different platforms. Two totally different mindsets. It's like somebody's dropping the ball in communication. So, and then it breaks your heart when there's other podcasters as well. Just go ghost or just be like, oh, I wasn't feeling the podcasting. But I'm like, well, damn, you should have said something to me. I could have maybe worked with you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had a couple of interviews that, you know, that I supposed to did too, you know, and certain people went behind my back and told them, you know, don't try it, it ain't this, it ain't that, you know what I mean, and they kind of like threw me off, you know what I mean, but then I realized it's like I'm not doing it for that individual, you know what I mean, so if they don't show, then now how I feel now, if they don't show, then I understand it's my show, so therefore I just go on to the next, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it going, you know what I mean? So, but I never thought this as a podcast, though. Now, I guess Road to Success podcast. I guess, you know what I mean? I guess what we're going to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, appreciate that information there. I just never knew what a podcast was, for real. Anyway, so I got books in the stores. I don't know if you're aware of that. You know what I mean? You're probably aware of that now, because, you know, we don't know each other for a while. Okay, yeah. And I'm in Barnes and Nobles and the bookstores and everything now, you know what I mean? And it's all about networking and promotion out here, you know what I mean? You know, and representing and advertising and all that though, you know what I mean? And I just hope out of all my peoples, my fans, and the people that knows me, that done been affiliated with me in such and such different ways, you know, check you out, man. I mean, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for seeing everybody that's good, especially you, good-hearted peoples, see their goals. Because a lot of people don't even know what their purpose of life is. You know what I mean, Vic? A lot of people don't understand that, you know, we here for a reason. And even if you don't even have a reason and you're on to something, like you on your podcast, man, everybody should be promoting that. Everybody that you know, from your family members to everybody in your circle, should be pushing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the case. One thing I've learned over the years is people will push it when it's successful. I got people in other states that will push my podcast before people in the local, and it's sad, but I've enjoyed that reality. Like, I remember there's a Filipino brother, every week I post something on my podcast page, I see it posted in his store, I said, you know what, this man's all right. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
good, man. That's real good. That's what I'm going to start doing,
and now I have other people, I have other people in other states that every time I do post, they always tagging it, they always sharing it, so you get the love, just not locally. That's the disappointing thing.
Yeah, and that's how it is in the business. I mean, Vic, like my books, man, I mean, I done sold so many units of my book, Fast Cash, you know what I mean, and to just look at the regions of the personages, you know, the ones that brought it, like the regions. The majority of my books always was sold in other states, like, you know what I mean, and even countries like Brazil, a lot of people's in Africa, you know what I mean. It's like just to see these numbers in different places, and then I go across the street to my brother or my cousin, and be like, bro, tell me about my story. What you read about it? Oh, I ain't never read it. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, you know what I mean? So I guess the ones that don't know you is the ones that really gonna make things happen.
That's the main thing I learned about podcasting too, because it'd be the main ones that you don't know in different parts of the country. Them the ones pushing your podcast. Them the ones. Last time I did an interview with some ladies. I was on their podcast. Shout out to CC and J of the So Problematic podcast.
Right.
They're down in Broward. They're like, oh my goodness, we're listening to your podcast. We love it. We love it. I'm like, damn, these ladies in Broward pushing the podcast.
That's
I'm like,
good,
damn,
man. That's real good.
Like, it's good. At the time you accepted the reality of getting people where you at is tough.
Yeah, straight up. For real, man. For real. So, to wrap it up though, man, you have any questions for me or anything?
Like I said, I think you've answered everything I asked you. Usually, my 9 times 10, if I got something to ask you, I'm gonna ask you in person. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just like I said, I'm just ready for us to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing, and just coming soon. We all gonna be on Look and Talk pretty soon. So.
Oh yeah, we ready. Yeah, me and Fruit was talking about that the other day. You know what I mean? You know, we ain't gonna have no problem with it. But tomorrow, like I said, it's supposed to be a big thing tomorrow. You know what I mean? We're supposed to get ribs, chicken, everything going on the grill. We're gonna have a real life food thing tomorrow, but it's gonna be dealing with the movie too. But it's gonna be real food. You know what I mean? So not giving out no.
Yeah, if I need to, like I said, if I need to pick up something like on my way getting off.
Wait, say it again.
What I said is, if you need me to grab something, just let me know.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know what I mean. But hopefully, you know, we'll probably have everything right because you got to meet Steve, the actor for the Wild Man, Steve Benny. You got to meet him. Y'all haven't met Benny yet. You know what I mean. He gonna be a new face. And we filmed last night, but you met him last night, Mike. We had another new face, and we got a couple more people that you know that's in my inbox, females too, you know what I mean, talking about they want to be a part of it. So it's gonna be fun. I think this right here gonna be a big one, you know what I mean? It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of new faces, having a lot of fun with it, you know what I mean? And hopefully at least by 2012 we'll be good to go. You know what I mean? But to wrap it up though, Vic, you know what I mean? I guess my wife, it's her birthday today, and she's finna get ready to come in. So we're gonna get together tomorrow. I'm gonna get in touch with you. But what I want you to do is send me like a lot of sites, like links to your favorite podcast, so I can put it into the commercials of the interview.
All right, I'm gonna send you a link to all.
All right, bro. Okay, all right, yo, man. You know, it's good talking to you, man. Like I say, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. It ain't like that. I ain't gonna talk to you no more. We're gonna catch up. So you know what I mean. Yeah. We'll catch up with it, and I'll let you know how everything gonna go and what to bring or whatever if we need any extra thing.
All right.
All right, Vic,
all right.
Like
enjoy
I say,
that, man.
Hey, send me them links too, so I can edit this up and you know put everything together.
All right, cool.
All right. Pressure. Just a little more pressure. Can't have it low. Gotta release the pressure. Release the pressure. Release the pressure. Release the pressure. Just like me. I can hear your heartbeat. I can hear your heartbeat. You're just like me. I can hear your heartbeat. I can hear your heartbeat. I can hear your heartbeat. Just like me. I can hear your heartbeat.